Hey, I'm Amethyst Goddess of In Alignment Ministries, but you are tuned into Sacred Femme. All right. So, as you can see, I'm all about self love, sacred, divine, sacred feminine energy. And I just posted my first post called The Fire Horse is Speaking. Now, I just got this idea. Technically I didn't post it yet. It's in the draft. I'm literally about to post it. However, I got this idea that maybe I should do story time. And not the traditional story time that we know of, like when we started talking about what happened, what had happened was not none of that. I am actually literally saying that I will read a story to you on video, on camera. Now, why did I think that? It just came up. It was like a random thought, like, okay, I can actually do this. But it also took me back down memory lane where I used to read aloud all the freaking time in my household growing up. My mom would always ask me to read to her. She would say my voice is relaxing. A lot of people to this day love my voice. I don't really see the big deal because I deal with my voice all the freaking time, but I can imagine like my voice being soothing and low. Sometimes it goes high, but I do see where my mom was coming from. But aside from all that, for some reason, like I said, I just wanted to read to y'all. All right. So I'm reading my very first post for Sacred Femme. Just to let you know, it is a membership on Substack currently right now. And I wanted to evolve into an actual membership offline, off of Substack. But, you have your beginnings. And I want to see where it takes me. Like, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've noticed that when I talk about divine feminine energy, the womb, manifestation, abundance, and even like magnetism and all of that, and different rituals, those particular posts, especially on threads, they go viral. And the women love it. So it's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm not really about that. I just like to share from time to time. But really, I'm focused on In Alignment Ministries. I am. And, all of it syncs together and all of it ties in. It's just one aspect. Just like the beauty of the divine feminine, we have so many layers, like an onion. We have so many different aspects of ourselves that we can tap into. We are truly the jack of all trades. Like, we are moms, sisters, BFFs, we're aunts. Even when we don't actually have that particular bloodline, we may be play sisters. We are ambassadors for our family. We are the matriarchs. We are the pillars that hold everything together. We are creation. You name it. We're everything, right? We're even embracing what we call our villain side or our Lilith energy. We are embracing the sacred rage, right? Understanding that being angry, we can alchemize that energy, channel that energy into creation, right? If you look at nature, it does that. It goes through a destructive moment. It goes through turmoil and births something like beautiful, right? So just kind of giving you a little intro, a little background of why I was inspired to create Sacred Femme. I love talking about certain things, and it's like, why not bring it to the forefront? Because I'm sure there are other beautiful divine beings that find this interesting. And there are some tapped in divine masculines who embrace that divine feminine aspect, because we all have divine feminine, divine masculine, some more than others, and they appreciate women stepping in their power, and they embrace that divine feminine aspect within themselves, right? Because we're all reflections. So let's get into it. It is called The Fire Horse is Speaking. The Fire Horse is Speaking. And I just want to give a mini background, because I've been doing like background after background. This particular one was based on the energy that I channeled for the Fire Horse energy. I had one of my members from the I Am Frequency Circle inquire about that Fire Horse energy and what is it all about. And so I always would say, I'm going to follow through, bring a post, bring a discussion, and I'm actually going to do a class over the Fire Horse energy that is basically bringing in this force to be reckoned with. Okay, so I want to get into this like straight on, and I'm gonna just start reading. But just to let you know, the Fire Horse channel, the original transmission, it is, I believe, on my website, inalignmentministries.com, within my library, aka my blog, on my website. But I was like, what is something that we need to talk about right now? And that will be my first post on Sacred Femme on my Substack. Like, that will actually be something pretty dope to even discuss. So that's why I went ahead and brought this up. We're going to get into it. All right, finally. The Fire Horse is speaking, and she is speaking directly to you. There is an energy moving through this cycle that I have been sitting with for weeks. Not rushing to name it, not rushing to package it, just letting it move through my body until I could feel the shape of it clearly enough to speak. What I kept receiving was this: fire, direction, force that does not wait for permission. In Chinese metaphysics, the Fire Horse is one of the most potent archetypes in the 60-year cycle. Unbridled, consuming, impossible to ignore. It does not ease you in. It reveals what is already true. And what it is revealing right now is asking something specific of women. What the download said. When the Fire Horse transmission came through for me, the language was not soft. It did not arrive as poetry. It arrived as power grids, infrastructure, fuel, burnout, consumption, steam, oil, burn off, the cost of what we refuse to release. These are not metaphors, they are mirrors. The same question showing up in the collective is the same question living in your body right now. What are you running on? Is it fuel that replenishes you? Or are you burning reserves you do not have? The Fire Horse is not interested in your productivity. It is interested in your alignment. The body knows the cycle. Your nervous system has already been feeling this. The exhaustion that sleep does not fix. The sense that you are giving from a place that stopped being full a long time ago. The grief of pouring and watching it evaporate before it becomes anything. That is not a personal failure. That is a system running on fuel it was never designed to sustain. Women have been running on borrowed energy for so long that the depletion feels normal, expected even. There is a particular kind of woman who can sustain longer on reserves than most. The gifted one, the capable one, the one everyone calls strong. The fire horse speaks directly to her because she is the one most likely to miss the signal until the breakdown becomes undeniable. Horsepower is not the same as endurance. You can carry tremendous force and still burn out when the system has no way to replenish itself. It is time to feel and feel deeply. We have been living from the neck up, analyzing, planning, anticipating, bracing. Somewhere along the way, we convinced ourselves that staying in the mind was the safer place to live. That feeling too much was a liability. That presence was something you earned after you handled everything else. So we left the body, and the body has been trying to call us back ever since. The fire horse does not operate in the past or the future. It is a now energy, immediate, physical. It does not ask you to process what happened or visualize what could be. It asks you to feel what is right here in this breath, in this body, in this moment. We have spent so much time grieving the version of ourselves that existed before, or reaching for the version we hope to become, that we have abandoned the one who is actually here, the one with the power, the one the cycle is speaking to. Presence is not passive. It is the most activated state available to you. When a woman is fully in her body, fully feeling, fully here, she becomes ungovernable, not reactive or checked out, rooted, clear, impossible to manipulate because she is not being moved by fear of what was or anxiety about what comes next. Now is where the power is. Not the version of now you will get to when things settle. Not the now you will inhabit once the pivot is complete. This one, the one you are breathing through right now. The fire horse cannot be ridden from distance. You have to be on it, in it, feeling every stride. That is not recklessness. That is the only way to steer. This is an energy transition, literally. Every major shift in human history has had an energy at its center. The Industrial Revolution replaced the literal horse with steam, then oil, then electricity. Each transition reorganized who holds power, who distributes it, and who gets left behind when the fuel source changes. We are inside another one of those moments. AI, automation, the electrification of how we work, move, and create. These are not isolated events, y'all. The fire horse is activating the same conversation it always has What fuels us? What drains us? And what we refuse to let go of, even when it is burning us alive. The feminine has a specific role in this transition. Not to produce more, to model something different, to demonstrate through her own body and choices that it is possible to build systems in our lives, our work, our relationships that generate rather than deplete. The shadow this cycle is burning away. Burnout is not a personal experience right now. It is being enacted on a scale. Burnout is not a personal experience right now. It is being enacted at scale. Power grids under strain. Infrastructure deferred. People working harder for diminishing returns. An economy built on consumption. Wondering why everyone is depleted. The same pattern living in individual bodies, businesses, and governments. Extract, produce, consume, collapse, repeat. The fire horse reveals this pattern for what it is. Not a productivity problem, but an alignment problem. When you run a system on fuel that was never meant to sustain it, the breakdown is inevitable. And the breakdown is not failure. It is information. It is the cycle doing exactly what it came to do. What the fire horse is asking you. The collective activation always has a personal layer. This one is direct. What are you running on right now? Is that fuel sustainable, or are you burning reserves you stopped replenishing a long time ago? Where in your life are you operating on an infrastructure that was never updated? Patterns, relationships, beliefs that made sense once but are now creating drag. What would it mean to pivot? Not abandon everything you have built or burn it down, but genuinely redesign how you generate and distribute your own energy. These are not rhetorical questions. The fire horse is asking them through your body, through your relationships, through your work. The only question is whether you are listening. The pivot is the point. Every major energy transition in history has required a deliberate pivot, a moment where the old fuel becomes too costly, too unstable, or too destructive to continue, and a new model has to be chosen on purpose rather than stumbled into. The fire horse does not punish those who refuse to pivot. The fire horse does not punish those who refuse the pivot. It simply lets the consequences of that refusal become undeniable. The same energy that drives the breakdown is available for the rebuild. Fire clears. It also warms. It also illuminates. The horse that destroys the old infrastructure is the same one that carries you into the next version of yourself. The only question is whether you are gripping the reins or learning to ride. The fire horse is not here to end you. It is here to end what was never actually you. So if this landed, share it with the woman in your life who is carrying more than she has named out loud. The fire horse is speaking. The only question is whether you are listening. Feel free to comment below and let me know your thoughts. I definitely welcome them. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Be well. Take care.